Hello, hello, hello to everybody out there. See me, man. Nice, pretty face. Just got a beautiful haircut. See me, bro. Yeah, but I'm back today, bro. And you see what's the title? You see what's the thumbnail? You know what we are going to be talking about today. The outrageous behavior of this woman, Candace Owens. Master manipulator Candace Owens. Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are doing perfectly fine out there in the universe. Hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys at least are having a good day. Depends on where you're at in the world. Hope you're having a good night, good evening, good morning. Hope everybody's just enjoying life. No matter what we're going through, just always know God and his family always got our back. We can always rely on God every single day, no matter what we are going through in our personal lives. Yeah, man. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right into it today. I got some videos to show you with this outrageous woman, Candace Owens, and let's get right into it, guys. Let's just get into these videos immediately. Let's go.
Trump is occupied by Zionists, okay? He's completely impotent. He's completely powerless. He cannot say anything that goes against Israel or Bibi Netanyahu. He's letting them do whatever they want. No pushback.
And she's referring to our United States President, Mr. Donald J. Trump. That was the first thing she said. Mr. Trump name. That was the first thing. So all of those words is referring directly to our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump. This woman is out of her mind, dude.
Back whatsoever. It's very clear Bibi is in control, and his administration is saying that. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But this was the plan, okay? This was the plan. And we have to stand up to this, guys. We have to fight this tooth and nail. The reason they're doing this all.
Let me tell you something. For all of the years I have been watching Mr. Donald J. Trump before politics, before all of the politics from 2016 to now, nobody controls Mr. Donald J. Trump. So this woman explanation about Mr. Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, is controlling Mr. Donald J. Trump, our United States President, is completely outrageous. Nobody, no human being can control Mr. Donald J. Trump. Absolutely none. Because it's not about money with Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump has money. He had money from since he was born. Mr. Trump's father was in real estate before he was even born. So he grew up with money. So this whole presidency stuff is not about money. Mr. Donald J. Trump life right now is not about money. Mr. Trump just want to enjoy his life from now on forever. He's at the age where nobody is going to boss him around. So this woman talking about the Prime Minister of Israel controlling and bossing our United States President, Mr. Donald J. Trump, bossing him around, that's completely outrageous. But that's the reason why I be telling you guys about Candace Owens. She's a manipulator. She's creating things to just stir up controversy, to put people against whomever she doesn't like. Bottom line, she voted for Mr. President Trump to be in office. And all of a sudden, things are not going the way she wanted to go for herself. All of a sudden now he's a bad guy. He's this, he's that. And she has the audacity to mention that other governments around the world is influencing our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump's mind. That Mr. Trump's mind has been controlled by foreign governments around the world. To me, that's outrageous. Let's continue to listen to this manipulative woman. Let's listen to her again.
Obviously, is because they can't win the free markets. People are, as Megan said, people that are under 30 are anti-Israel. So that means the future of America is anti-Israel. So what they're going to try to do is to pass speech laws, Bolshevik speech laws. They're going to arrest us for saying that we don't support Israel. Something that Charlie was passionately against, okay? And we can show you next week clips of him hosting
And honestly, I'm against the whole notion that when someone says something bad about Israel, bad things happen to them. I think that's completely false. Once again, it goes down to being respectful in every which way, shape, and form. As a free speech society, yes, you're allowed to say certain things, but there is a limit. There should be a limit to free speech, and we as human beings, we should acknowledge there should be a limit to what you can say in regards to being disrespectful to others. We as human beings, we as God kids, we should know the limit of how far we can push other people before they actually break, before they hit the breaking point. And you see all of the riots in Columbia College, because I live in New York State, so I first-handed witnessed all the riots and stuff, all the violence that was going on in those college campuses over the years, and I thought about it. I'm like, this is not about Israel is always right. No, bottom line is this is about respect. This is about respecting a religion, and people like Candace Owens is going around spreading the narrative of Israel is never wrong and everything Israel do is right. But it's completely false. What does Israel do? She and other people are complaining about the funding the United States gives to Israel every year. The United States been supporting Israel for decades, financially, militarily, in every which way, shape, and form. And everything been completely fine. So I don't see why all of a sudden people like Candace Owens is taking it to the extreme and trying to put people against a religion group of people. Like because the way she talks, Israel is running the United States. Israel has the power of the United States. If you say something bad about Israel, you're going to go to jail. You're going to get... No, you're not. There is no prime minister or no president in another country that's going to run Mr. Donald J. Trump's life. Mr. Donald J. Trump, our United States president will never be influenced by what nobody else have to say. He runs the country the way he chooses to run the country. Mr. Trump cannot be bought out because he already has the financial needs that he need. All Mr. Trump kids, and God bless them all, they're financially stable. They don't need daddy's money no more. They all wrote books. They all have their own lives, which they don't need nothing from their father but love. So why would Mr. Trump, who has everything, sell the country out for what? What is Mr. Trump? What is it there for Mr. Trump to gain by letting a foreign government control his mind on what decisions to make? That's completely ludicrous. That people like Candace Owens is just the type of people that continue to go down the path of creating divisions amongst people. Bottom line, this is not about everything you say about Israel did something bad. No, because you could criticize people or you could criticize a religion. But once again, is the way you go about criticizing. And free speech is free speech. They keep talking about, the president is going to start banning free speech. No, it's not free speech when you're threatening people's lives. It's not free speech when you're burning the United States flag. I think that's disrespect. It comes down to free speech and disrespect. It's a line. It's a line between free speech and being disrespectful. But simple and plain. It's not about Israel is always right or the Jews is always right. No, you have to realize as a country, as we in the United States have to realize, right? And take my words into consideration. You could like it or don't like it. You could agree or don't agree. The people of Israel, the Jews in the United States, what I noticed from since I was younger about the Jewish religion, they all always work together to create the answers that they're looking for. From since I was little, I noticed that about the religion of the Jews, the Jewish people. They always stick together and work together to solve their problems. Christians, Catholic, whatever other religion you could name. Tell me who are most successful in any other religions that you can name. I'm a proud Catholic, very proud of my Catholic background. I'm very proud of who I am. But tell me other religions other than the Jewish religion, that people that they come together and invest into the communities, invest into the families as much as the Jewish people. You can't find another religion. So you cannot be mad at a religion that is working together to solve their problems. Jewish people created media platforms. Jewish people work together, created media platforms. So now, if you put your money together with a couple of family members or friends or whomever you invested with close to you, we invest into this media company. And this media company actually became successful. And you think you have the right to be disrespectful to me and you're going to be on my platform? Absolutely not. It doesn't matter if you're a Catholic, if you're a Christian. It doesn't matter what religion you're under. It doesn't matter what religion you represent. If you as a human being, if you as an individual create and build something and someone else is criticizing you and being disrespectful to you, would you want to put them on your platform so they could get publicity? Nobody will do it. So you guys are knocking the Jewish people by saying, oh, if you get them mad, they take you. You're absolutely right. If I have a media platform and you think you have the right to disrespect me as a Jewish man, to disrespect my family as Jewish people, there is no way you're going to get the chance to be on my platform. That's how life comes down. That's how life works. And that's with everybody. People is that, oh, the Jewish people has a lot of power in this world. Bro, they earned their power. They earned their power by sticking together, working together to come up and solve their problems. From since I was little, I noticed that about the Jewish religion. They work together, they stick together, and they do everything together. And guess what? It works. Why can other religion do the same thing the Jew religion does? Let's just forget about religion for a second. Let's just take it to, okay, race of people. Why can blacks work together to solve the problems? Why can't Hispanics work together to solve the problems? Why can't Asians work together to solve the problems? And my point is because people constantly saying that the Jew religion, the Jewish people, they have so much power in the world, they this, they that. But guess what? They work smart. They create businesses. They create opportunities. They stick together while they're doing it. They work together. Every single thing, they work together to accomplish the goals. They don't work selfishly. Black, colored people, for some reason, why can't 15 to 20 colored people stick together and create a successful brand, a successful business, and everybody's happy? We can all do it. We can all do it. We, especially us in the United States, we all have that opportunity. We all have that button to push to play. We could come up 15, 20 of us as colored people, we could do it together. But guess what? Within a year, 2 years, it's going to be turmoil. It's going to be arguments. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. That's why the Jewish people and the Jewish communities are strong. Because they work together for years and years, for decades and centuries. They work together with no type of turmoil in between what they're doing. So you can't knock people like that, bro. You can't. You have to congratulate people. And instead of being bashful and hurtful to people, you have to congratulate people because what they're doing, they're not cutting corners, they're not doing nothing illegal. They're doing everything by the books, but they're doing it together. That's why they're having so much success. Don't knock an entire religion, don't knock an entire group of people because they figure it out. Jewish people figure it out. That's why they're winning. That's why they have power. Give props where it belongs. They're simple and plain. Nobody will ever boss around our United States president. I tell you right now, there is no prime minister in the world, there is no president in this world that are going to boss around Mr. Donald J. Trump. Nobody. So all of that nonsense Candace Owens is talking about, and how the prime minister of Israel is running the White House, is doing everything. Get out of here, bro. You crazy? Mr. Trump does it the way he wants to do it. Bottom line. Simple and plain, dude.
The debate about speech and Israel and whether or not everything was anti-Semitism, and he's very clear in his perception that this is going to increase anti-Semitism, trying to pass speech laws or labeling people anti-Semites by criticizing Bibi Netanyahu. It's all out there, and they're lying to you.
How are they lying to you?
Trump.
How are they lying? She said, and they're lying to you because Candace Owens is a manipulator. So she always says stuff in her speech to create controversy, they're lying to you. Just like what happened to Mr. Charlie Kirk. The FBI is lying. She always says stuff to manipulate people's minds. If you honestly think out there that our United States president is being ran or is being told what to do by a foreign government, you have to be out of your mind. It's not about money. It's not about power, because in reality, Israel as a country is not as powerful as the United States, military-wise and financially. When we talk about money, United States still is one of the richest countries in the world. Militarily wise, United States still is one of the top ranking militaries in the world. We're still ranked in the top 3 militaries in the world. So what is Mr. Trump have to be bowing down to any foreign government? How it can't be for money. He's rich. Mr. Trump has the financial needs for the remainder of his life, in this life, the next life, and the next life. With the investment he made, Mr. Trump's kids are financially stable without his money. Mr. Trump is not the president because the presidency makes you rich. No, he's rich before he became a president. So why would anybody think he's been ran, he's been told what to do by a foreign government? It don't makes no sense. It's just people like Candace Owens. She creates stuff like that. She says stuff like that to just keep us divided. She creates stuff like that. She creates this type of language, this type of statements that she make is to just keep people separated, and just it's a point of being manipulative. That's just how Candace Owens, that's how she always been. She's a master manipulator, so she say things like that. Oh, the president is being ran, the presidency, the White House is being ran by a foreign government because he's scared. Why would Mr. Trump be scared of anybody? For what? Why would he be scared of anybody? It makes no sense to me, dude. And she gets a lot of people to listen to her nonsense, because to me, all she talks is nonsense, dude. She's a manipulator. So all to me, every time she says something, is just nonsense. She talks a lot of nonsense, dude. For the simple fact is to brainwash people, to get people to think that all her nonsense theories, all her theories is nonsense. Straight up and down. Her theory about Charlie Kirk, nonsense. All the theories about the FBI line, nonsense. The theory about Mr. Trump is being used by the Israel government, nonsense. Everything this lady say is nonsense. And she just have the following of people actually listen to this lady. And I don't know why.
And not even have black.
I don't know why, dude. Like, she's out of her mind, dude. And people always listen to this woman. You know, I'm gonna get another video to I'm gonna get another video right now where she's talking nonsense again as usual.
Now that maybe the people who
Let's go. I got another one for you. And in this one, she's proudly saying, yes, I voted for the president, but I'm disappointed. That's how she is. If she's not getting things her way, immediately she's going to go against you. That's how manipulative people work. They will do and say whatever it takes to get what they want from you. But once you're not giving them what they want, they immediately are going to turn. They're going to turn on you right away. Manipulative people don't care from the beginning. They don't have that heart to care about others. So they will say and do and act accordingly to whatever you want them to do accordingly to get what they want from you. But once you stop giving them what they want, immediately, it doesn't take a day, it doesn't take a week, a month, no, immediately they will turn their back on you. That's why I tell people, be very cautious with manipulative people. Candace Owens is a master manipulator. Listen, on every which way, shape, and form, that woman is a master at manipulating people's mind, dude. Let's listen to her right here. Listen to this.
Now that maybe the people who voted for and have supported Trump for years and got him into office because we actually were standing up to him when BLM was going crazy and calling everybody white supremacists, and people, while Trump was in office, there were George Floyd riots, people that stood up for him and said this is wrong, are now watching his administration execute the exact same thing, but this time it's for anti-Semitism. And it's not even for anti-Semitism really, it's because this is not helpful to Jews in America, it's for Israel. Like, it feels like Netanyahu is running the White House and Trump's just signing and doing whatever they say, right? It feels like Netanyahu should be sitting in the Oval Office.
And she's saying all of this because she's not getting her way. When have Mr. Trump said that, once again, the whole notion of free speech, there is a line that should be drawn. And we as human beings, we should know that line. There is a line that should be drawn from free speech to being disrespectful. Me personally, I think burning the United States flag is very disrespectful. You could say whatever you want. It's, you know, it's to a lot of people, it's your right. It's your right. There is a lot of things that's your right that you shouldn't do. We should know that as grown people. You're not a baby. You're not supposed to be told what to do at every second and every time of the day. You should know, okay, yes, by law I could do this, but I know doing it is not right to do. It's not the right thing to do. I know it's my right. If I feel like burning the United States flag, I know that under the law, the First Amendment, I'm not supposed to get arrested, but common sense should tell you this is not something that you should do. Burning your flag because you're upset with the government of your country. That's disrespectful. Threatening someone's life and taking someone's life because you don't like what they say, that's not, listen, it's a big difference. It's a huge difference. Free speech is free speech, but you have to draw the line when it comes to being a disrespectful person. We should not be running around being disrespectful to each other and calling it free speech. Because you don't like what I'm saying doesn't give you the right to threaten my life and call it free speech. Or because you have the right to say whatever you please, you think it's okay to say that you want to kill me because I'm talking, because what the words that's coming out of my mouth, that's free speech. That's disrespectful. That's my whole thing about that argument. You know, the First Amendment and all the amendments that was written into law in the United States, I completely get that. But as human beings, we should know, especially as godly loving people, we should know when it crossed the line from free speech to being disrespectful. Burning the flag is disrespectful. I think threatening someone's life, especially as the president's life, and being disrespectful to the president of your country. Don't matter what you don't like about the president of your country. I just don't think it's necessary to go on the media, go into the internet and say disrespectful things about the person that has the most power in your country. I just don't think that's free speech. I think that's being disrespectful. It has to be a line. It has to be a line. I know a lot of people are probably get a lot of fire for this, but it has to be a line from being disrespectful and free speech. You can't go out disrespecting people and hurting people's feelings and calling this free speech. You have the right to say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, dude, as a human being, you should know, like, bro, if I'm saying certain things to certain people, it's hurting their feelings. It's going to make them feel less about themselves. Why do we want to wake up every single day? Why do we want to take the 24 hours that God gives us every day to hurt other people? Why do we want to take the 24 hours that God gives us every day to make people feel less about themselves? Why? That's what I take like into consideration when people say free speech. You have the right as an American to burn an American flag. It's in the First Amendment. But it crosses the line into being a disrespectful person. Why would you burn your flag of the country that you was born in, the country that you love, the country that gave you everything you have, because you're upset with the government? There is other ways that we could resolve our problems. So when the president say burning the flag should be a crime, I agree. I 100% agree. Burning the flag should be a crime. I know in the First Amendment it's not a right, it's not a crime, but I honestly think from years and years, from since I was younger, seeing people burning the United States flag, it always pissed me off. Like, why are you doing that? Because you're mad at the government. It's a form of disrespect. It's like you not liking me and coming up to me and spitting in my face. That's how I look at people who burn the flag. Because you're burning the flag of a country who did everything for you and your family. Regardless, you don't agree with what's going on right now, there is other ways to fix and solve the problems without burning the flag and being disrespectful to your country. You're still going to live, after this flag is burned, you're still going to live in the country that gave you everything. So why would you go out instead of figuring out other ways to come up with solution to fix what's really pissing you off? Why would you burn the flags? That's going to make your anger go away by being super disrespectful? No, it's not. It's not. So the president saying that, and people like Candace Owens, oh, they're going to take our free speech away. Man, shut up. What free speech away? You endorse people burning the flag. You think it's in the you think that's okay. You endorse that. You think it's okay because it's free speech and it's your right as an American. It's not. It comes to a point of you could say whatever you want to say, but when you know that it's crossing the line, and it's crossing the line over to being a disrespectful human being, that's where you should cut it off. That's where you should draw the line and say, like, listen, this should not be happening. I don't want to be a part of this. This should not be happening. But people like Candace Owens just go in the media, go online and just keep spreading nonsense. She don't care that she's manipulating people's minds. She's manipulating people to accomplish her goals. She's making millions of dollars of the media. Millions of dollars this woman is making of her sponsors, the media, such and such. And God bless, I'm not hating on her money. I'm just saying the way she's making her money by manipulating people's brain and telling people and just basically keeping us as a society divided. That's all that woman is doing. She keeps us as a society divided. How is the Prime Minister of Israel running the White House? How? How is the Prime Minister of Israel controlling the United States President, Mr. Donald J. Trump? How? Nobody controls Mr. Trump. Nobody. God is the only person that have a say-so in Mr. Trump's decision making. That's it. Nobody's going to tell Mr. Donald J. Trump how to run the United States, what he should do and what he can't do. His word is the final word. People like Candace Owens just say stuff to create chaos. That's all she do. She says stuff to create chaos, say stuff to create doubts in people's, to bring doubts in people's mind in regards to the government, because she thinks her way is the right way. Because guess what? She don't get what she wants, so now she's mad. Things are not going the way she wanted it to go. She voted for Mr. Donald Trump, and she's like, okay, once you get into White, once you get to become the president, this is going to happen for me. That is going to happen for me. So guess what? Things are not happening for her the way she pictured it to happen. So all of a sudden, she going against everything he does. That's how master manipulators work. When everything is good for them, when you're doing everything that they need to get done, they love you. They love you, love you, love you. Hugs and kisses. I love you. Once you stop, they want to take your head off. That's a master manipulator. That's exactly who Candace Owens is. A manipulator, dude. Let's keep listening to this manipulative woman.
As they demand hate speech laws and they get what they want. Every day they're announcing something that they're going to do to further support Israel. And that something is now looking to me like a detriment to American freedom. And if you can't see that, okay, it is time for you to take off the rose-colored glasses. Because just because Trump was against all of this in 2016 does not mean that he does not have people that are around him who are for this now that we are in 2025.
Once again, Mr. Trump, our great president of the United States, our commander-in-chief, no matter who is around him, Mr. Trump is a very intelligent man. Very, very intelligent. Very intelligent. Book smarts, street smarts, business smarts all the way around. And no matter who surrounds Mr. Donald J. Trump, does not have the power to influence and control his mind. I'm telling you, that's not happening. The Prime Minister of Israel or nobody else in a foreign country have that power over Mr. Trump. Nobody. So when you listen to people like Candace Owens saying nonsense like that, and people is actually believing this lady, it drives me nuts. Like, how can you believe that the Prime Minister of Israel is running the United States? Because Mr. Trump is saying that it's not a good idea for people to burn the American flag. Mr. Trump is saying that if you're a Jewish person in a college just mixed with everybody, Jews, Muslims, Christians, Catholics, in a college just mixed with all different religion. And as a Jew person going to that college, you're being disrespected every time you walk into that college, because everybody around you thinking that, oh, the Jews has all the power in the world. Let me pick on this person. Let me pick on this Jew right here. That's how this is happening. And everybody's sitting back and thinking like, oh, tell me when the Jewish people starts trouble. Tell me when the last time you hear that someone in the Jew religion, that's a Jew person, the Jewish religion, go out and start some nonsense, like start fighting. Tell me in all of the colleges that protested against Israel because of what's going on the other side of the world. We're in the United States. All of the colleges that was protesting against Israel fight in another part of the world. In the United States, tell me how many Jewish students in those colleges went and started any type of problems. To be picked on, to be bullied. That's all that was happening. These people was just because they were Jewish, they was going to the school, being normal, go to school, go home, whatever the situation is, going to live on campus. But all of a sudden, because of what a country all around the world is involving, now because I'm a Jew by religion, I'm getting punched in the face, I'm getting spat on, I'm getting talked shit to because I'm a Jew, because the country of Israel is in whatever they do in another side of the world. I'm in America, and I'm going to be held accountable. That's the problem. People like Candace Owens doesn't see the problem. She just want to make things worse. That's the whole problem. So she's going around, oh, Jewish people have all the power in the world. Bro, if they do have the power, they earned it. If the Jewish religion has the power, they earned it. They earned the media companies that the media companies that they built. They earned it. They earned the influence with the presidents, with the governors, with they earned it. Instead of bashing colored people, like you're a black woman, instead of always how many videos she done make, and I'm gonna make another video about her talking about black people too. Like, instead of always being disrespectful to black people, why don't you start uplifting black people? Why don't you, regardless you married to a Caucasian guy, that doesn't matter to me. I'm not saying none of that. I don't like even talking race. But this woman, she done several videos bashing black people. Black people is this, black people is that. Why, instead of you bashing black people, why don't you come out and invest, get 30 black people and make investments that will make the neighborhoods better, make the community better, instead of you constantly bringing black people down? Why don't you do that, Miss Candace Owens? The Jewish people been doing it for centuries. The Jewish people been working together to build communities, to have media companies, to have influence in the world for centuries. They've been doing it for decades. So how all of a sudden now they built what they have, and all of a sudden now people like you is totally against what they built as a religion, as Jewish people? As, like, how can you be mad at people who got it from the bottom and figure it out? The Jewish people figure it out. Because guess why they figured it out? Because they work together. They stick together to accomplish the goals. When do you hear Jew talking bad about Jew? Very rare. It happens, yes, but it's very rare. It's very, very rare that you hear Jewish people talking bad about the Jewish communities. And those who go out and talk bad about the Jewish company who are Jew is because they want to go against the grain to accomplish their goals. They're doing it out of selfishness. And I'm 100% accurate with those words. The Jewish people that's going against the grain and being disrespectful to the Jew religion and saying that Israel is this or the Jewish people are that or whatever, and they're Jews, they're doing it for selfish reasons, because they have something to gain by being disrespectful to their religion. It's very rare you hear people come out and being disrespectful of the religion who are Jews. It's very rare. People do it, of course. You're going to have those rogues all over. There's going to be rogue people that's going to just want to just be disrespectful. Just they're doing it, guess what? For selfish reasons. Not because they have a reason to do it. No, they're doing it because it's a selfish reason they're doing it. People need to stop that whole Jew has all the power. They have too much power in the world. It doesn't matter, dude. They earned it. They earned it. Let other communities do it. Let other religions do it. Let other race of people do it. We in America, bro. Everybody has that chance. Everybody, we all have that opportunity. Regardless, today, the Jewish people has a lot of power. If Candace Owens could take 10 to 15 black people, she knows a lot of black wealthy people. Take 10 to 15 wealthy black people and start building communities. Start building things that could have influence in the world, not just in America. So don't knock the Jews because they have influence around the world. They earned it because they built infrastructures. They built things that lead them into having the power that they have right now. And they built it together. That's what people like Candace Owens doesn't understand. The Jewish people has too much power. They have the influence over the government. Stop it. They earned the power. Instead of always being disrespectful to black people and bringing black people down, calling black people all sort of names, work with black people. Work with colored people to better the neighborhoods, to better the communities. That's what you should start doing. Instead of you just always talking and manipulating people's minds with your nonsense, with your conspiracy theories. And all her conspiracy theories is nonsense. She's just a master manipulator that always going to continue as long as this money's rolling in. She's get up every single day, and that's her job, to manipulate people's minds to get ahead. She don't give a shit what damage she's causing on people's brain. She don't care the influence that she has with certain people. She don't care. She just want the money. That's it. She just want the money, so she's going to keep going down that rabbit hole of being straight manipulative. That's all she does, dude. And people who don't listen, man, go and look at the definition of a manipulator. Look it up. And you don't think Candace Owens is a manipulator? You don't know what's a manipulator, dude. You don't know. A woman that's constantly bringing up nonsense conspiracy theories. Nonsense. A woman that's constantly going against governments all around the world with her nonsense conspiracy theories. Like, stop it, bro. There should be a limit on the nonsense that people believe. You know, it's okay. You want to have a conspiracy theory about this lady always going down that rabbit hole of having nonsense, dude. Simple and plain, dude. I don't get involved in the nonsense, but that woman, forget about it, dude. I get another video with her talking her nonsense. It's all she do, this lady.
I would be rooting for a university above Donald J. Trump and his administration, but I don't recognize his administration right now. I don't recognize what's happening. I have a theory. I do. We were kicking around some theories earlier, me and the team, and we were going, how could Trump be such a free speech enthusiast and allowing these things to...
And everybody that works with her is under her spell. Or me and my team, we was having a conspiracy theorist earlier. We was having a meeting. Everybody that works with that lady is already manipulated. She manipulates everybody that she's around. So everybody that's on her team, that's her so-called people she works with, they're all under her spell. They all have to deal with this lady manipulating their minds every single day. Some of them don't even agree with what she's saying, but hey, it's a job. She manipulates them, so they have no choice but to agree. You crazy? That lady is a master manipulator, bro. And the people that support Candace Owens, be careful. That pretty face, the little pretty smile, you know, all the mushy face expression she does. Be careful with this lady, bro.
To happen, going after college universities, trying to suppress speech, while pretending that you're not suppressing speech, while pretending that you're fighting DEI. It's so messy. It's so obvious. Everyone knows what you're doing. People who are still trying to grift, I suppose, are not willing to challenge you on this, which is ridiculous, because when you are out of office, we are going to have to live with these consequences. Our children are going to have to grow up in this America, okay? So we threaten our speech, it's not worth it.
Threatening your speech how? By telling people it's not right to be disrespectful to someone based on their race? Telling people it's not right to be bullies to somebody based on their religion? How is that taking away free speech? Everything that happens in Israel, what does that have to do with Jewish people in the United States that's going to college to get an education to have a good life? People like Candace Owens is just saying just the nonsense that's really going on. The reality of what was going on in those colleges, especially Columbia. I'm in New York State, so when all the nonsense was going on in Columbia University, all the protests and everything, you think the Jewish people who was going to that college for an education, they studied these things? You think the Jewish students that was going in there for an education, they wanted any type of problems because of what was happening way across the world? You think the Jewish students, because they're Jewish and they're going to school to get an education, to have a career, to feed their families, you think they should they should be held accountable for what an entire country across the world is doing? That's what she wants you to believe. So if the president is saying, listen, enough is enough, this is nonsense, why people that's going to school to have an education in the United States, that's why he's the commander in chief. When he see things that's unjust, he has to stand up for it. And to me, I'm not a Jew, I'm a Catholic. But there is no way you're going to tell me that someone that's just a Jew going to school to get an education that's not starting no problems with nobody, that has no type of issue with no other Muslim students, that have no issue with no Christian, no Catholic, they have no issues. They're going to school for an education and they're getting picked on. They're being disrespected because of what's going on across the world, way across the world, in the Middle East. And they're in the United States being held accountable for what's going on across the world. It's nonsense for people like Candace Owens to talk about, oh, the president is trying to take away people's free speech. It's completely nonsense. There should be no need for nobody in the United States or any other country to burn the flag of their country. Once again, I know it's legal. In the writing of the laws, the First Amendment said that if you choose to protest by burning the flag, you should not be arrested. It's a part of the law. But at the end of the day, at what point does that cross the line to becoming straight disrespectful? Burning your country flag because you're trying to protest what the government is doing, it's completely disrespectful. Threatening your commander-in-chief, being disrespectful to your president, saying hurtful things to your president and his family in regards that you want to take their lives, in regards of whatever disrespectful stuff, that's crossing the line. Free speech should not be threatening people's lives. Free speech should not be saying and doing things that make people feel less about themselves. Free speech should not be making people go to sleep crying because you're making them feel less about who they are. Free speech should not be judging somebody because they're based on the religion. That's not free speech. That's when it's straight disrespect. A Jewish student going to school to get an education and is being bullied, being disrespected, being spat on, being pushed, being called all sort of name because of something that's going on across the country. And people like Candace Owens take it upon themselves and she thinks like, oh, the president is trying to stop free speech. You got to be out of your mind. And she's such a manipulative person. She said, oh, when he leaves the White House in 3.5, 4 years, this is going to be on our kids. Boo hoo hoo. You're a manipulator. That's all you are. You're manipulating people's minds. You're manipulating mothers out there to make them think that, okay, after the president gets out of the White House, this is going to be law that's going to carry it on because he's trying to take people free speech away. Listen, man, we are all human beings. We are all God kids. Free speech, it should be a limit on free speech. And we should know what's that limit. It doesn't have to take a law. It doesn't have to take someone passing a law for us to all agree. Free speech should not be hurting people. The words that comes out of your mouth is very powerful. So if you're talking and saying things out of your mouth that consider to be free speech, it should not be directed at people in a hateful manner. It should not. In all of those colleges that was protesting the Israel stuff, for God's sake, tell me which one of those Jewish students was saying anything disrespectful to any other religion in that school. You will not find any stories as such as that story. Tell me any, especially let's go to Columbia University because I'm in New York State. Tell me one story that came out that a Jewish student was responsible for being disrespectful to a Muslim when that riot and all the violence was happening at Columbia. Tell me. I probably didn't hear it, probably I didn't know about it, probably it's out there. Please let me know in the chat that there was a Jewish student, or there was a couple of Jewish students that was being disrespectful to Muslim students in regards to the violence that's going on across the world. Tell me that there was Jewish students in Columbia University, that was being disrespectful to Muslims, while the violence was going on all the way around the country. Tell me which of those the students was being disrespectful. You're not going to find those stories because they don't exist. They don't exist. And you have the audacity to say what the president is doing is taking away free speech by telling people that it's not the right thing to do by hating or being disrespectful to someone based on their religion. You think that's so okay, let me get it. So people like Candace, for her to say that the president taking away free speech. So let me just say this. To me, it sounds like it's okay with Candace Owens for Jewish people to get bullied. That's what it seems to me, because she's claiming that the president is trying to take away people's free speech in schools and such and such. How? By him trying to be, he's the commander-in-chief of the United States. He's the president of the United States. If he sees something that's not justified, if he sees something that's going on that he could put a stop to, that's why he's the president. That's why he's the commander-in-chief. He could put a stop to certain things that he knows that's unjust. What does that have to do with the prime minister of Israel or the government of Israel running the White House? Because the president decided to make a decision that enough is enough. All of the protesting because of something across the world, and all of the Jewish students that's being held accountable for something across the world. We as kids, we was not born to have a choice in what religion we grew up in. I don't know about you, me and people that I know. Once you're born, you're being baptized in a church. And from there forward, that's your religion. So how can you go against a college student, a Jewish college student that is going to school to better their lives, to have a good future? How can you blame them for something that's going on across the world that they have nothing to do with? You're blaming them just because they're Jewish? And to people like Candace Owens, that's okay? How can that be okay? You could have an argument about this all day. Like she loves having debates with people. You could have that debate all day. How can that be justified? That people are rioting against Jewish students, threatening them, spitting on them, pushing them, bullying them because of something across the world that's going on that they was born into their religion. They have nothing to do with those things. They don't have the decision to make. They don't make the decision of what Israel does. They're just Jewish people. They was born into the Jew religion. But they have to held accountable in the United States. And then you have, like, she has the audacity to blame the president, and then, oh, our kids, our poor kids, after 3.5 years he's out the White House, our poor kids is going to have to deal with the consequences. What consequences? What consequences? To be respectful to people, to be respectful to America? What consequences? Burning the flag should be allowed? That's the free speech you're talking about to protect? How can you protect things like that? How can you be like, okay, once again, I know it was written in the Constitution. I know that. I know that the First Amendment is there. You could protest by burning the flag. I know that. It's there. It's written by law that you're not supposed to be held in jail. You're not supposed to get arrested. But common sense will tell you, as a human being, it's a big form of disrespect by burning the flag of your country. And it's a big form of disrespect because your country gave you everything, dude. Not just, you wasn't born into this country for nothing. The country, before you was even born, your family got everything from the country to make sure that you're healthy for those 9 months you're in the womb. The country gave your family, your mother, the best care so you can be born healthy. But you have the audacity to think that it's okay to burn your flag because you're mad at what's going on with the government. You're not taking into consideration all the things that your country have done for you and your family. But because of this one thing that upsets you, you think you have the right to literally burn a flag. I'm 100% behind the president. Nobody should be allowed to do that. You should go to jail. You should go to jail to you burning the flag. I'm 100% behind the president for that, because that's disrespect. That's disrespect. And listen, I'm a very firm believer in gratitude. So you guys probably doesn't know that about me, but the reason why things like that upset me, because I'm very huge on being grateful for everything that you have in life. I think we all have to be grateful for the things that we accomplish, that we have currently, and for the things that God is going to bless us with going into our future. We have to live a grateful life. We have to live a life filled with gratitude. So as I said, before you was born, your family got what they needed for you to be born a healthy person. To be born in one of the best hospitals in the United States, for you to be born healthy. Your mother was given the best treatment throughout the 9 months. She was given all of the different places, all of the things that she needed. She got it to make sure you was born a healthy kid. And then you want to take it upon yourself to be a disrespectful person to the country that gave you and your family everything. I just don't think that's something that, as human beings, we should be promoting. That's just where I'm at with that. And then you have manipulative people as Candace Owens. That's to her, she just want to stir up the pot. She just want to just stir up the pot and bring her nonsense conspiracy theories into the world, which is all nonsense. All the conspiracy theories that she speaks on, that she talks about, is nonsense. And she just talk those type of things to manipulate people. The money keep rolling in, she doesn't care. She's going to keep going against different governments around the world, because that brings in money. It brings in money. That's how this works. You're mad at the Jewish people. You're mad at Jews in general. You're mad at Israel. I don't know why you're so mad at Israel. I don't know why you're so mad at Jewish people. Why? Well, please tell me in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, what has Jewish people done to Candace Owens for her to be that angry at Jewish people? Because you're mad they have power? They built the power. The power wasn't given to them. They built it by creating things in this world that could give them the leverage to make decisions the way they make it. You can't be mad at that. Instead of you, Miss Candace Owens, bringing down black people and talking bad about black people, why don't you start united with black people and build things the way the Jewish people had built for decades? The way the Jewish people had built stuff for decades. Why don't you, Miss Candace Owens, take 15 to 20 black people that you know that's wealthy and all put your money together and start creating communities? Start creating things that will give you the power. Start creating things that will give you the influence that you can have in the world. No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to take your millions of dollars and invest it with a couple of black people. You're not going to do that, because within a year, 2 years after the investment is made with 20 black people, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be inside fights. They're going to be turmoil coming from within, from the people that made the investment. I don't know why, as black people, cannot come together to create things to better the world, or to create things that we could have influence in the world. I don't know. But the Jewish people figure it out. And you cannot knock people who figured it out. The Jewish people been working together for decades. And they built some of the strongest platforms that they earned the influence. They earned the influence that they have right now in the world. They earned it because they were smart enough for 10, 15 of them put money together. Let's build this media company. Let's build this company over here. Let's build this company. Let's build that company. All of them doing it together. Nobody being selfish. 15, 20 Jewish people. Let's put the money together. Let's do it. They figured it out. But you, as a black woman, instead of bashing black people all day, team up with black people and figure it out. Simple. Team up with black people and build the influence that you want to build, that you want to have in the world. Team up with people of your color, of your complexion, of your race, of your religion. Team up with people of your religion, of your race. Work with people from your religion, from your race, and create things that will give you all the influence that you want in the world. Instead of that, you're going to sit down and criticize people who figured it out. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And I think our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, not for nothing, the decisions that he's been making about when it comes to burning the flag and when it comes to be disrespectful in schools and stuff, I think those things are necessary. Going forward in the world, going forward to the future, I think those things are necessary. I think little kids right now will gain. They will gain from the changes Mr. Trump is making in schools. I think kids are going to gain. There is free speech, and there is a line that it's a very close line from free speech to disrespect. And a lot of people don't know that line. It's an imaginary line, yes. But I feel as an adult, we should all know what that line is. Free speech should not be used to make people feel less about themselves. Free speech should not be used to be disrespectful, hurtful to anybody based on their religion, based on their race, based on their sexual preference, based on anything that you don't like. Free speech should not be used to make people feel less about who they are or who they want to be. Free speech should not be used to let people feel less about who they want to be. Every one of us is given 24 hours every single day. And me personally, I think that the 24 hours God gives to all of us, we should take it to do things that will uplift each other to make this world a better place. But there is so many people like Candace Owens in this world, manipulators that's willing to just get it all for themselves. No matter who they cut off, no matter who they step over, they don't care. Majority of people are like Candace Owens, master manipulators. They could care less who they hurt to get ahead in life. So that's why it's always going to be the way it is, unfortunately. But you get a guy like me, I'm going to be doing the streams for a very long time. As long as God give me 24 hours, I'm going to be doing the streams about everybody in this media, everybody on this internet that's doing and saying manipulative stuff to get ahead in life. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover them 100%. We're going to cover them. And I don't care how you feel about me, but honestly, I'm who I am. I'm a God-loving person. I honestly believe that we should all work together to solve our problems. I think we should all work together to make this world a better place. As God kids, I think we should all unite as one to build strong communities, to build strong neighborhoods. We should all come together as one, as God kids. That's it. That's who I am. That's what I believe in. I'm a proud Catholic, 100%. I believe in my Catholic values. I believe in God and I love God. And my whole thing every single day is to do what's right in the eyes of God and His family. I don't want to get ahead by taking advantage of other people. I don't want to get ahead by hurting other people. I want to get ahead in life by doing what's right in the eyes of God. I want to work with people. Let's build things that we never had. Let's build things to better people's lives. You know, people every single day is complaining about the rent is going high because guess what? You have landlords that's multi-millionaires. You have landlords that own buildings. You have corporations that own buildings. And they're everybody in the corporation that have stake in the corporation, they're multi-millionaires. But yet, they're raising people rent every year. How is that possible? But instead of complaining, I want to team up with people to resolve that problem. Because as a wealthy person, if you're a wealthy person, you could know, okay, I'm making my money in tech. My real estate business, yes, I can make profit. I can make crazy profit in my real estate business. I own 4 buildings, 5 buildings. I could generate a lot of wealth in my real estate portfolio. But I am not going to do it knowing I am making millions in my tech business, with my tech businesses. That's the type of person I am. And that's the type of things I think about every day. If you're making money to sustain you and your family doing this, and you have another business doing real estate, why are you going to constantly raise the rent for people that's making minimum wage? That's a whole nother conversation. It's a whole nother video. Those are the things that I think about every day. The greed with human beings. You're a multimillionaire, but yet you're willing to take from people that's barely getting by. You don't care if they live in the street. You don't have to raise the rent, but you choose to because you want the newer version of a Lamborghini. You want the newer version of the plane that just came out. Knowing the people that's paying the rent is taking public transportation. The greed that's in this world, it bothers me. The greed that's out there. And you have people like Candace Owens that's major influencers in this world. Major influencers. And a lot of people is like this woman. They're master manipulators. They will say and do whatever it takes to get whatever they want and could care less about those at the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end this live stream, I want to take a time out to show my gratitude and my utmost respect to our Commander-in-Chief, to our President of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump, sir. Once again, as always, I salute to you and your family. May God bless you and your family, sir. May God watch over you and your families at all times on your trips within the United States and on your trips outside the United States. May God always be a presence in your life and your family's lives. That's our Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Donald J. Trump. To all and every of God kids all around the world, ladies and gentlemen, may God bless you all. Please keep that in mind, what I'm about to say. Always treat people with the love, the kindness, the care, the respect, and the loyalty that you expect others to treat you with at all times. Shorter version, always treat people the way you want to be treated. You don't want nobody to use you to get ahead. You don't want nobody to manipulate you to get ahead. And a lot of people say, oh, it's not my fault. They don't have college education. It's not my fault they didn't finish high school. But yet, that doesn't give you the right to take advantage of nobody to get ahead in life. Eventually, he's going to catch up to you. Treat people the way you want to be treated at all times. Always do what's right in the eyes of God and His family. Always make God and His family a part of your decision making every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, always make God a part of your decision making. Let's love each other. Let's do what's right for each other. Let's stop taking advantage of each other to get ahead. Let's work together to make this country, our great United States, a better place. Let's work together. Everybody all around the world, work together to make your country a better and a safer place for you and your families. There's a lot of strength in numbers. You do it together, you have a high possibility of being successful when you do it together. All of the people that's hating on the Jewish race, on the Jewish communities, all of the haters of Jewish people, they're just mad. Guess why? The Jewish people figure it out. They've been working together for decades to gain the influence that they currently have in the world. I'm not racist. I'm not in no way, shape, or form. I love every religion. I love every of God kids. We're all God kids. No matter who we pray to, we all believe in a higher power. I love everybody. So don't think I'm making this video because, no, I'm making this video because I'm being an honest person. I'm saying exactly how it is. That's it. I'm not prejudiced to nobody. Simple and plain. I'm a God-loving person. I believe that we all should unite and live as one. That's what I believe in. I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe. Please like, subscribe, share this video. Share this video with someone you love, and hopefully my advice that I give throughout the video, it could help someone. I don't care if you help one person. is better than nothing. That's my goal every day I do a stream, is to at least influence one person to do what's right in life. And I'm happy. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Wherever you're at in this world, have a good night to our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Sorry if you're in Washington, D.C. or you're in Florida or wherever you're at, sir. May God bless you and have a good night. To everybody else, have a good night, have a good day, have a good morning. Take care, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.